This is a demonstration of how we can change velocity on the fly with a stepper motor based on position. A little CVM program here. This is the indexer. Just wrote a simple program that is moving the stepper motor. We start out with a slight delay, then we command the current position is 0. We load in a million count move at 100 RPM. We're going to move to an absolute position here. We uncheck this move done option, so we move to the next command immediately. So we're off and moving towards a million counts at 100 RPM, and then we command 200 RPM to the same position immediately. But what we do is we wait for 100,000 counts to be true before we update the trajectory profiler, which basically initiates that new commanded velocity of 200 that we had. So we start at 100, we load in the 200 value, we wait for a position, and then we update the value so it takes place. And then we simply command another value of 50 RPM, and then we wait for 200,000 steps, and then we update that velocity with the trajectory update here. We continue to do that a few times, and then I'm demonstrating here that velocity can also be a register value of R2 in this case. It is scaled to 0.1 microsteps, so we'll punch in a larger number that will give us a velocity that we desire. All we simply do then is jump back up and do the same program over and over again. So in the beginning, we have R2 is equal to 2 million here. This is counts. So I think this is going to be 600 RPM. I've got an ASCII command string here demonstrating if I was an HMI or some external controller that I could send this ASCII string I space R2 space and then a value for the value of register 2. If I change that value, you'll see that that value changes here in the view register list. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll start the program. We can see the distance is changing, the velocity. When it reaches 200,000, it'll switch again. There's 400 RPM. There's 0. So 0 was because the register R2 was at a 0. I did not change it fast enough, so we'll start that over again. When you start the CVM program, basically we end up resetting the register. That's one of the drive functions, so we'll go ahead and command the line. We'll command the register value. We're watching the distances and speeds take over here. And the last one here is 300, which is this million count. If I change that value to a 2, we'll see this last velocity will double to 600 RPM. And that's a demonstration of using ASCII commands in a variable, doing a dynamic velocity change based on position. All through CME2.